So the dust has settled on Louis van Gaal's first January winter transfer window. So nothing changes now until the summer. So we thought we'd have a little look at what actually happened and what this means for Manchester United. Now, only 3 players came in. Only one of them, in Victor Valdez, is realistically going to challenge for first team places. And even then, not really, because we all know Spanish David is going to play every time he's possibly available. Sadiq El Fatouri came in. He's a Libyan-born defender. He's 20 years old. And we signed him from Salford City in what is a sort of goal-type film potential, dream come true sort of move scenario. He was released by Manchester City. Then he joined Salford, the team run by Giggs and Scholes and the Neville. They own it, don't they? The Nevilles and Bart and that. And 3 weeks after his debut, he was signed by Manchester United. That is proper dreams come true stuff. Whether or not we see him step up now, he's 20 years old, so in the next couple of years we'll really know if he can create a fairy tale, but still exciting. And also brought in Andy Kellett on deadline day. No one thought that was going to happen. Mostly, probably he's coming to play for the under-21s because Warren Joyce needs some backup in the defensive positions now that Sadie Yanko has gone in the other direction to Bolton. Kellett was on his way down to Plymouth, and at the last minute got told, hey, get yourself over to Manchester. And he was like, yeah, you're joking, boss. Neil Lennon, you're always joking, famous for your murks like Rio Ferdinand. But it turned out he wasn't being murked up at all. And actually, he's now joined Manchester United in incredible scenes. So who left? Well, Michael Keane, Anderson, Darren Fletcher, Wilfried Zaha, Monique Vermeil, all gone. Darren Fletcher, Anderson, the biggest names there to talk about. Darren Fletcher obviously has an incredible career and has done unbelievably well to come back from his illness when nobody thought he would, really. And I think it was a sign of class from the club to let him go for free and not get in the way. And I'm really pleased he managed to get the move after the West Ham deal fell down, because he just wants to play football now, doesn't he? He's only got a few years left, and brilliant. I think everybody at United wants to wish him best of luck. The same with Anderson to a certain extent, except not exactly the same. Sort of more like, good luck, the CAN team will now actually have food available for the other players if they get in there at any time of the day. I loved Anderson. I know everyone hates him. I thought he was awesome. Not necessarily good at football, just a nice guy. Everyone loved him. Even Mata was putting out messages being like, oh, my boy Anderson's leaving. Think about how much time they would have actually spent at the club at the same time. Like none. And Mata was putting messages out because everyone loved Anderson. Keep that in your heads. Now, if we talk about loans, we've got loads of people on loan. Sadie Yanko's obviously on loan. Jesse Lingard's on loan now at Derby. Ben Pearson and Joe Rothwell are the most interesting because these are players who are young and have loads of potential that we're really excited about seeing. Now they are on loan. Pearson's at Barnsley and Rothwell's at Blackpool. Now we know that the under-21s isn't necessarily the perfect breeding ground for young footballers because it's not as competitive as perhaps it should be for players who are desperate to make that step up to first team football. So now they've got that opportunity and it'll be really interesting to see what they do with it. Wilfried Zaha is obviously an interesting case where he's left because he was Fergie's last ever signing and was a sort of mercurial talent, wasn't he, at Crystal Palace? And he was very young, he's still very young, and cost £15 million, and he's English, and everyone got really excited. And then nothing happened, did it? He played 28 minutes or something, and no one knows for sure, I don't think, apart from the people directly involved, but the general gist seems to be that his attitude wasn't quite right, and there's that story that with Louis van Gaal telling all the players, right, you can have training off tomorrow if you want it, and this is in the very early days of Van Gaal, before the Premier League season begun. And Zaha was the only player who didn't voluntarily turn up the next day. I mean, if you do that, you look so bad when not even check with the other lads, go, boys, are you actually going to turn up tomorrow? And they're all there going, yeah, they're trying to wind me up. I'm not going to be, like, don't be that guy. If you're that guy, you're not going to stick around. It's not okay. So, not an exciting transfer window from the Manchester United perspective. Louis van Gaal told us he wouldn't be signing anybody, and well, he did in the end, didn't he? But realistically, he's only signed Valdez because Andy Kellett is probably just there to fill in for Yanko while he's at Bolton. But it's still really exciting for him, isn't it? He's got an opportunity. And with Sadiq El Fatouri, we'll see what he does. Now, what happens next is what really counts. Louis van Gaal has a summer window coming up where he spent no money in January, and we've been told for ages that there's loads of money to spend. So I think we are probably set for another war chest type. I hate that. It doesn't make any sense, does it? I think that's what's coming in the summer. There's loads of talk about Bale, Strootman, and I mean, we're going to be linked to everybody, aren't we? It's going to be really frustrating. And if somebody, I don't want to say his name. I don't want to say his name. I'll tell you, he plays for Juventus with Pogba. It's not Pogba though. If we get linked to him again and spend the whole summer being told he's coming tomorrow, and he doesn't come, it drives me mental. Anyway, that's what we can all expect in the summer because nothing happened in January. 3 out of 10. That's how we've rated this window. Tell us what you think. Get in the comments below. Did you enjoy the January transfer window? Is it a waste of time? Should we have a winter window? In my personal opinion, we shouldn't. Get involved. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to Full Time Devils. Eat your vegetables. We are playing West Ham on Sunday. We've thrashed Cambridge. We've destroyed Leicester at their own game. Football. Gaz.
Yes.
We're seeing signs of progression, or are we?